Oh, Mary's, what am I pointing at?
No,
I went to,
same lot.
in fact, to show you how the story spreads out, I went to Wikipedia's website and looked up Mary's story. The story on Wikipedia says, and this is not accurate, that Macy's originally wanted to build a giant square store, and then they had to change it to a circle because of Mary. That's giving her a little too much credit.
That's what I heard. That was my
Yeah,
legend.
they
That
just
they
wanted to
made
wrap.
it a circle because
Yeah.
she wouldn't sell her house.
I think that the circular idea was
Before.
Macy's original. Okay, so she bought the house for $4,000. Would have made $196,000 profit. Her husband had died in 1938, so she was living there at least without a husband. This is a pan down 1935 shot. So again, the thing I like about this is you know that this is about where the Citibank will go in about 35 years. This is Mary's house as it looked when it belonged, so to speak. And when I first went to find the house, I'm looking at old photos and I couldn't figure out. I'm looking for a corner house. It took me a while to realize that the house that you see, this house to the left, is going to be basically torn down to make way for the street that's going to make her house a corner house in about not too long after this photo. Now that I know where I am, now that I'm working with the photo, I want to go down a little bit down the street on Queens Boulevard. Again, I know where Macy's is, so let's see if we can just go a little further into the area. So this is the sign on the plumbing, Blackman's Plumbing that was right next to her. This is a church. This is the old Newtown Presbyterian Church, which is not in good shape. There was a fire about 10 days before the photo was taken, destroyed it, and it's going to have to be torn down. Across the street is the new Newtown Presbyterian Church, which went up and is still standing to this day. And Queens Boulevard, which is in the processes of being widened at the time. Basically, Queens Boulevard was designed to be a main artery all the way to the Queensboro Bridge. A little further down the street and a little bit back in time, so now the church steeple has not burned down, and a nice little curve, and old farmhouses that are on Queens Boulevard at the time. This is an aerial, and I have a little Mary Sendak house indicator up there, and a little curve on Queens Boulevard. This is what it looks like today. There's the same curve, and there's the LIE. Oh, and it's basically the Mary Sendak. Okay, so people again said to me, you've got to do some stuff about the RKO Keiths, which is a major big theater in Flushing. Also, when you do the RKO Keiths, you've got to cover a big, I thought it was important to cover a big fountain. That Northern Boulevard, the main artery of the North Shore of Long Island, spreads out right in front of the RKO Keiths Theater, and there's a big fountain right in the middle. At least there was. There isn't now. It's still a big space, a big park. This is just east of the fountain, so the fountain will be on the left. And this is a mystery photo. I don't know if anyone wants to take a shot at it, but I posted to the group. What it actually is this same spot in about 20 years. It's 1939, just east of the fountain. This is what the same spot looks like today. Just some quick facts about the theater itself. Opened on Christmas Day of 28. Was turned into a triplex, as most of the old theaters, when they had the space to do it, were. And I guess the side story of the Keiths is at the bottom. No one's been, the developer who bought it around '86 got into some trouble. It was believed he was destroying the theater. He was eventually, I believe, went to jail, and no one's been able to do anything with it. It now sits in I'll have a photo at the end to show you what it looks like now. This is what it looked like in the 1920s. I love the air conditioning advertising. Relatively, it was absolutely cool. Coolest theater, finest theater on the North Shore. Had a beautiful. I don't know if anyone has anyone seen a movie there? Had a very nice like sunset kind of roof ceiling. Nice fountain. This is what it would look like from the street. A couple of things on this one. This is the I don't know if anyone knows, but it's now a U-Haul building. That's the steeple for it. Marquee of the theater, and this is looking east towards the Flushing Bridge, and this is the Flushing Bridge. And one of the things, I don't have enough photos yet, but I'm working on it, to do sort of an old signage. This is the Route 25A insignia, which is 1935. It's still, Northern Boulevard still carries Route 25A to this day. These people, I don't have a lot on this, they're waiting for the streetcar, which would be across the bridge. And this is a more modern look of the theater. This is right where it ended. I think I thought the movies playing before the theater were ominous, since it was going to sit for 25 years in a haunted state. All the movies that it was showing didn't have good titles. Maybe that's a problem. I don't know. This is what it looks like today. Again, there's some promise. I think someone just said they were going to try to renovate it and put an office building on it. But from the day it closed in 1986 to today, no one's been able to do anything with it, which is unfortunate because it sits right in the heart of Flushing, at the top of Main Street where it meets Northern Boulevard. And I'm sure it's very valuable real estate. Okay, I made a WordPress site at this point. I was moving along. I said I have enough to do. I changed the name. Mark contacted me and said, hey, you should do something with this. So I started going ahead and putting some of this slideshow together. And basically, I started categorizing some of what I thought were some of the more interesting places from the area of Long Island. So first, let me do restaurants. Now again, there's more. I wanted to just try to give you guys what I thought would be more appealing, have more of a overall group appeal. There were some more things up there at the group site. So some restaurants. First of all, and I only have one of these. They go by a bunch of different titles. I don't know if anyone ever sat in a restaurant where a hamburger was brought out to you on a train. I only remember I went to one in Union Turnpike. I think it was.
That's where I went.
Oh, Hamburger Express.
I called it Hamburger Choo Choo, and I thought that was the name forever.
Okay.
It's a Glen Oaks group that corrected me.
Hamburger
And of
Express.
course, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's not Hamburger Choo Choo. That's what 10-year-old means.
This one's Hamburger Train.
Yeah, it burned down. I remember being there after with tears in my eyes. I was 10.
I mean, all you had to do was walk into a restaurant. And I'm amazed that no one has really resurrected the idea because of
They did. On the East Village on Avenue B, there was a train-based sushi joint, which also burned down.
Maybe the train restaurant is breaking up. I don't know. But I mean, as a kid, if you walk into a restaurant and your hamburger is brought out to you on a train, I mean, you're not going to forget that place. And so, the whole, a lot of places, I think there's Choo Choo Charlie's. For some reason, they never got the name together. There's different names in different places, basically. Okay, real fast. Again, I'm going to kind of scoot quickly through the restaurants. This is the roadside rest, which eventually became a Nathan's. And I tried to do, you guys probably know more about this because since I was doing Nathan's, I thought, let me at least throw up a couple of photos of Coney Island. So I'm going to basically, this is a photo of what the stand looked like at 36. This is looking east, so I think we're right around here.
You're a little bit west of us.
I'm a little bit west?
Yeah, you're about 3 or 4 blocks west. That's our building there.
I could use the laser pointer.
This building was moved. So this building was actually moved from across the street.
It's going to throw me off. I'm trying to figure that out. This is, I like to do that. I want to know exactly where it is.
This building was across the street and they moved it. So
that was 12. When did they move it?
I think I can't remember. You'd have to talk to.
I'll have to look it up.
You can ask Dick.
I know it's a Child's Restaurant was the place to go.
Yeah, but it was moved.
Okay.
This
Was it Child's Restaurant?
This building was yes, it was Child's Restaurant.
But was it Child's Restaurant before it moved? After or both?
The building
not sure.
itself was the restaurant.
Okay.
In fact, there's a wall. There's somewhere on the walls here.
We'll have to figure it out. Since there were 2 meetings in the photos, I figured I'd go back and find the meetings. Meetings was I think it's similar to Nathan's. It sold hot dogs, and this is a location list. I guess, and I thought this was interesting. It looks like Coney Island is now a part of Berkun. But they had a lot of, obviously you can see it, if you go back to the photo, they had 3 locations. This was, now I think I'm right across the street from where we are now, because this is a Today shot, I believe. This is the over the fun. Go back to one up?
Yeah, go back. Wow, that's great.
So I think we're right across the street.
Aaron should be here.
What's that?
Aaron should be here.
I'm gonna have, and this is, since I was doing Nathan's, I figured at least since we're here, I wanted to get something up. This, I'm not sure, because I think this is still standing. If you look outside, I thought, this building may have been moved also. Because it's a little, no, it's not even.
It's gone.
Okay.
That building's new.
Okay, so then I am right across the street on the other side. All right, moving along on the restaurants, I did one of the first White Castles was built in Bayside. We're in Northern Boulevard, Bell Boulevard, if you're not familiar with Queens, meat. And I love this ad because I don't think that's going to fly today. Okay, ice cream parlors. This is again mostly in Northern Queens. You guys don't have to tell me if you know what I'm going to get into. Kind of make it your own, make it yourself, ice cream sundae kind of joint. If you go up Francis Willis Boulevard, there's a McDonald's right by where it meets Willis Point Boulevard. But, and again, I didn't see this, but so I've been told, there used to be what was called a milkmaid, which had this Big Dipper, where you go in and you basically make your own ice cream sundae. You walk up to the front. I love some of the advertisements. This is a location list, so they were all across the Long Island area. Maybe one of the problems was this scary logo that they had. Kind of looks like a cross between a Dutch farmer and a Ku Klux Klan protester. This is what, again, some of the ads I thought were amazing. Baseball, football ads. And somebody has to, I would think, remember Zips.
God, at birthday party.
I think that you go in, they would have upside down baseball caps would be your plate. I think you could just about get any baseball team you wanted. Again, same idea as what the Big Dipper was for Milkmaid. You go in and you just pick out all the toppings you want. I think anyone who grew up in Northern Queens was dying to have their parents set them up for a birthday party at Zips, so they could just do whatever they wanted. I think, and I don't know if Mark, you remember the same thing, the reality of Zips was a little bit behind the idea of Zips. The idea of, my mom told me, you gotta go to this place and make your own ice cream cones and sundaes. And you go in and, half the toppings weren't out, and it was a big mess, and things up.
Sneeze guard was never.
Yeah, so after you had your maybe that's why they went out of business. After you had your first birthday party at Zips, and it wasn't around anymore, you might have had a guess as to why. A little bit of Hojo and Howard Johnson's. This is one